President of the Ugandan Federation. Chair and members, the other issue I would wish to make note of is on the contingent. Maybe Honorable Sarapende can get me a copy of this document. I want to refer to a document there. And particularly, to refer to the request which was made by the President of Ugandan Netball Federation on the contingent of Team Uganda, which was to be cleared by government. It is here, Chairman. And in this letter, signed still in original by the President, she had forwarded 28 names. These names, as a procedure of government, all the national teams traveling, including officials, have to be cleared. Now, this was the basis of authorization by Council upon a request. So it is not occasioned by National Council of Sports, as alluded, as indicated or submitted. And at the end of the day, we issue clearance letters to that effect. That also informed the immigration. We also give other recommendations. As a government, we have been conducting and offering free COVID tests for all our national teams, up to date. Government offers free COVID tests when they're in the country or when they're coming in the country. We also issue all those instruments. So it is not anywhere that the General Secretary or Council actually determines who travels. The list is here. She can also deny this letter again. The other issue, Chair, is the travel of the Honorable Minister and the General Secretary. As you are aware, the African Cup of Nations is a very important event among other events. Government has interest. Honorable Sarah Babirye, the President of Netball, had formally written, and here we have that formal invitation in both original and photocopies, inviting the Minister, inviting the General Secretary to attend the opening ceremony of African Championship Not Pen Series. The Minister formally confirmed his participation, and Council facilitated this event for the General Secretary and the Minister for 4 days, I think 4 days, to Namibia. I also want to report that while in Namibia, we were booked in Safari Hotel. The Honorable Minister was received by his counterpart from Namibia and given the state protocol required on arrival, right from the airport with a lead car, a limousine, and a bodyguard. When we arrived in the hotel booked, we were informed that the 2 rooms were already booked. And indeed, for the 2 nights we spent, we did not stay with a team. We spent the 2 nights because the Minister had engagement. He wanted to attend the opening ceremony and also talk to the ladies' teams before they entered. Because the Pen Series was just an invitation tournament, but the Africa Cup of Nations was the main one, which is a ranking event, qualifier event. So as part of his role, he required that he go and encourage and also partake to the invitation in honor of our national team, the Sea Prince. Chair, the 2 days when we were leaving, in the counter, the receptionist informed the Minister that the Honorable Minister had already taken care of the expenses of your stay in Namibia. And indeed he said, but I was not informed. He said it's okay. So clearance was provided at that point. And in the final report, Chair, which is also here, submitted by Honorable Babirye, the President, together with accountability, there was no mention that the 2-day expense for the Honorable Minister and the General Secretary was taken care of by the Netball Federation. In the report, which is signed by her. Maybe she will again deny that report. It is here, Chair will give you, for the competition. The report is here. Because when teams go out, when they come back, we require that they give us not only accountability, but the report of the competition, which we file and also act on the good thing that has happened. I don't know at what stage, Chair, these issues of bills left behind was communicated. And I got to know this through the media when Honorable Sarah Babirye was talking about this in the NBS television. I have never asked her to pay. I don't know whether the Honorable Minister asked her to pay. I never told she has paid. She has never communicated formally why she did that, if at all there was a problem. But you all understand that a minister is a minister. Some governments give courtesies. And at that point, I would want also to make an appeal to you to do verification on the statement of the Honorable Babirye in regard to the expense she made. And I also want to know if she did that as a president or as Honorable Babirye, or she did that as a netball federation. She can make that clarity here. Obviously, Chair, you note there is no accountability query raised on our expense with the minister as well as the General Secretary in this trip for the 2 days we spent. I would wish.
Thank you.
I would wish to conclude.
Still have one or two issues to respond.
I would want to conclude by saying that Chairman and members of this committee, National Council of Sports should be supported in a way that accountability issues should not be a debate. Because the extent we have reached here is because federations seem not to wanting to account for the funds dispersed. I'm happy with the observation that the issues we should look at here, not to divert attention, should be on the issues raised by the Auditor General. And possibly, all facts about it are discussed and disclosed. If we go and start discussing other matters outside of this, I would wish to think that maybe it will take us time to conclude on this matter. I'm available to provide any remedial questions and answer to the issues that is raised in line with the query of the Auditor General in this regard. Lastly, if you allow, this matter, Chair, was who is our First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports, because it had reached a moment when it had become so contentious. I've been accused of doctoring accountabilities submitted to me. Last week, Chair, I brought the registry of council, the two registries, the front desk and the registry in my office for cross-examining of facts. Because when these accountabilities are submitted, they're submitted in the registry of government, in council. In my office, my secretary has a registry book and confirmed that the due date for all this is submitted. So when now the Honorable President says he does not have this, at this point, I want to say that maybe she can produce accountability as a federation, which we can rely on. I have been guided in the same meeting to write to the federation following the meeting in State House to request the federation leader, the president, to submit their accountability directly to the Accountant General, to the Auditor General for review. Because of the contradictions that came. Two, this matter was referred to the CID by both my minister and the senior minister. And the CID is on top of this investigation. I think it should be close to 6 months from now. And we have been given a timeline of up to end of July when this matter is supposed to be discussed. It is a reason why, in my own view, I appeal to the minister to address the issue of the national team which is preparing for the World Cup. Because part of the resolution of the council was not to allow me send resources to the federation unless this matter is clear. And I want to report here that on the guidance provided by the senior minister, we were able to resolve this matter. And we have since sent the money to the Federation account because the signatories were changed and the Vice President is now the acting President. And we hope that the matters of our national team definitely will be handled as we handle this matter.
Okay.
I submit.
I want to thank you.